No matter how amazing Commander Masters turns out to be, it is going to be a failure due to the price. Commander Masters' price point is ridiculous, but everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Everything's fine. You heard that enough times? Does it make you feel better? Probably not. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and I'm here to tell you, you're right, it's not fine. Wizards of the Coast, they haven't stopped. They are keeping to their plan of going full board ahead. And the more I look at the product, the less satisfied I am thinking about Commander Masters. I'm excited to see if they add new cards that are really spicy, but I can't get past the price point wall that's looming in front of me, and a lot of players probably feel the same way. And this is why the product won't pass mustard, no matter how much PR they put behind it, no matter how much they try to build acceptance for this kind of price point. You can't get past what you've done, so you can't go forward until you fix what you've done. And they haven't got to that point yet, which is why no matter how great it looks, it's going to fail. Like, take a look at the price again, in case you haven't seen it. Here in Canada, I don't know where else in the world, but here in Canada, I've seen the Amazon US, but we're talking Canada right now. The 4 Commander decks, that's kind of weird, eh? $429.95. I know they'll be spicy. I mean, Emrakul doesn't matter. We're going to put Ulamog of the Ceaseless Hunger in there. We'll put some other cool Eldrazi. For the slivers, you'll use what? Sliver Overlord, Sliver Legion. You'll reprint them to Oblivion. Put a Hive Lord in there with, I don't know, Cavern of Souls for all I know. I'm saying, regardless of what they put in, follow me along here. Then you've got the Commander Masters Set Booster, which is $584 plus tax. And here in Canada, in Ontario, it's 13% on top. So you're talking like $680. Now, the Commander Masters collector boxes, they took that as a direct one from Double Flip Trip Masters collector boxes. You got 4 in each pack, and it's around the same price, roughly, give or take a little bit. And then you got the draft boxes, which kind of remind me of Double Masters, $429.95. You see the prices there? There you go. Now, this is unusual, except for most stores are charging pretty similar. Here's Face to Face. You can buy it by the case. That's $3,199.99, which means you could buy a Time Walk for the same price. You could buy a Mox, moderately played, unlimited, for this. You could buy a Piece of Power than buying these reprint boxes. Then I started to ask myself, here's Harry T, by the way, just to give a full price comparison locally here in Toronto. When you look at all these prices, and they're all pretty similar, a few bucks off, but pretty close, I started asking myself, regardless of the price, if this is the price they're going to push forward, here's your price. Stick it in your face and take it. Then I started to say, okay, if that's the price they're putting forward, chances are it's going to be a pretty wicked set, right? It's going to be pretty amazing. It's going to be pretty spicy. Right? Some jalapenos on my nachos and cheese, and we're just like diving in there. But what are they going to put in? Are we going to have Mana Crypt? Maybe. Mox Opal? We know Jeweled Lotus is there. Ragavan? Start thinking about the cards. I don't know, Cabal Coffers. Yavimaya Cradle of Growth? Right? Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth? Fetch lands? When you start thinking about all Chrome Mox, hey, why not? When you start thinking about all the crazy cards they could put in the set, remembering that it's a Gambler's Premium, so they're going to dilute it down. They're going to be chaff cards in there. There's going to be bad rares, bad uncommons, good rares, good uncommons, bad mythics, and good mythics. When I started thinking about this and scratching the old Moxman beard, I got pretty freaked out. Because no scenario in my head adds up to me wanting to buy a box at all. There's no reason. Nothing could justify it. Nothing in my entire brain said, yeah, there could be this scenario in which you'll want to get a box. No. I can go buy any of those cards in the secondary market. They're already sitting on the store shelves. They're already there. Which is the problem we've had with some of the last few sets. Dominaria Remastered died on the vine because nobody needed Force of Wills. They're already out there. They're already sitting at the local LGS level. And because this is another reprint set, and they're doing them far too quickly, they are going to hit the same wall, except for the price point is already a barrier to entry. Before you even get to see the cards in the spoiler, they try and make it all amazing. We got the Dragon. Look at this crazy stuff we're going to put in. We got new Commander cards. Look at my eyes going wide, guys. I'm trying to like dazzle you with the display like Wizards is. The perpetual hype train is building the acceptance that these prices are okay for you to buy. It's just fine. Don't worry, it's just fine. And they're hoping that if you hear that enough times, you will accept the new price point. But guess what? You're not idiots. None of you are. Most people I have met on my channel in the last couple of years, as well as other channels, you're all practical, rational people, and you will look at that price and reject it. You might buy singles. You might chase a box with some friends and split it, maybe. But no one's going hog in on this box. Any of them. Spending $500 on 4 Commander decks. Maybe if they're really good, and it is 4 Commander decks, so I can see why that's 4 individual players could play as a group. You could buy all 4 and then split them up. That could be fun. You could split that with 4 friends, assuming you wanted all the Commander deck choices that were available. But I look at this scenario and it does not bode well for the product. It doesn't bode well for sales because even if they restricted how many they printed, and I don't think they did, not yet, they're expecting to sell a ton just like they did with 30th Anniversary. And this is almost like a mini 30th Anniversary, except for they're not proxy cards, but they're not power cards either. This is going to be the rejection they might need to get them back on track. Maybe. I don't think they're there yet, but I look at those prices and I can't justify anything I'm seeing. And I can't think of card combinations that could be in a box that make me want to buy it. Especially when I look at the set box. Like, that's crazy to me. There's just no way. And then they're pairing this off. And I'll catch this in another video with Lord of the Rings, because I know a few more of the spoilers came up with Gandalf and stuff. I saw them. You guys did too. I'll discuss that this week in another video. But really, does Gandalf look that great for Lord of the Rings? Does the One Ring really seem it? Like, if this is the route they're taking, they are not meeting the needs of the player design. What the players have thinking in their head, the R&D design of Wizards is nowhere near where it needs to be. It's not nearly as creative and inventive enough. It doesn't branch off into enough areas of the set play that we want to indulge in. So I think it's going to fail too. Again, because of price point and set design. It feels like D&D all over again. Look what they did to Elminster. Now look at Gandalf. Similar? Just saying, it seems kind of that route. But back to this. Back to the problem at hand. No matter how spicy they make this set with reprints, because remember, it's a reprint set. No matter how spicy they make it, can you think of a scenario out there? Take your time, write it down on paper. Think of some cool cards you'd want to add in there. Think of, remember, the most expensive cards in Commander, of course, are reserve list cards. You're not going to have a time twister in there. It's not going to happen. There won't be any of that craziness. We don't have to worry about a lot of the cards like that. But when you look at reprintable cards and understanding how Wizards puts these boxes together, do you see a scenario in which you're going to want to buy a box? Because I'd like to have that conversation with you. I'd like to see what players are thinking. And maybe I'll put it as a quiz question this week in my community section, just saying, are you planning on buying some? Because every time I look at it now, and I looked at a lot today, you're probably seeing this video on Tuesday. I watched this on Monday. I was looking stuff up, and I'm going, what cards could there be that make me want to buy it? And I had images I was going to show you guys, but I'm like, you guys know Chrome Mox, you know Mox Opal. You know, I mean, Jeweled Lotus Dragon, great. But all those prices get cut in half because it's a reprint set. And then the people who bought them full price, their market value gets cut in half. They're cutting too deep into their equity in the market. They are reprinting sets too often. They actually need a break for a few years, but they're not going to do it. They are, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like desperation to me. It doesn't bode well for what they're doing to their brand. It doesn't matter how much marketing you have behind it. Players can see past that stuff. You're taught it in school for... Like in kindergarten, grade 1, they talk about market manipulation. You're taught what to look for, right? Guys, it's going to be a crazy time to see this unfold. I am looking forward to seeing what spoilers they think are worthy of being in this set to make you want to buy. I don't care if there's Mana Crypt in there. I can go buy a Mana Crypt. It costs less than half the price of a box. I can get the card I actually want. And then after release, if Mana Crypt is in there, the price will go down. I can wait longer. Patience is king. And the way Wizards is pushing this forward, they're just going to hit a wall of players with more rejection in their hearts. Just saying, this is a price failure. It doesn't meet the design needs of the player base. That's the real problem. It doesn't meet the player need to enjoy the game at an acceptable price level. They're pushing too hard. They're messing this up. And that's it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And a big shout out goes out to the fantastic patrons of the channel, showing that support each and every day. Thanks again to those wonderful patrons out there who support the Mox Man. Without you guys, this content's not possible. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. I know we're here at the end, but I wasn't done rambling yet. Welcome back, everyone. I feel like Wizards is like on a boat. And they're approaching Niagara Falls. And they think it's just a little bit of a dip. And they don't realize it's like a sheer-faced cliff that's just going to go straight down. They just don't get it until it's too late. I don't know how they think this pricing model can stay this buoyant. I don't see how they can think that it'll be accepted and enjoyed without a major grumbling or mass rejection, which is where I think they're headed. I can't see it selling that fast. I can't see it selling that much. And I don't see a lot of stores dipping a lot of cash in right now to buy it. Interesting times, man. If this gets accepted, this is right back to Magic 30 all over again. It's a reprint set. What card could they put in there? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for being here as I finish off my coffee. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. I want to see these comments in the comment section. It's going to be hopefully it gets watched enough. Hopefully enough viewers catch this one and it gets out there enough that we can get a good smattering of comments. We'll see. Thanks again, guys. Have an awesome day.